Okay, so now we are going to continue now. Uh, the same like composition rules and elements and the principles of art in the photography, but I will show you now more images so you will get more ideas. Okay, so last were more detailed with like you can say more theoretical. Okay, but this time it will be more pictorial, more visual, so you can understand more about it. Okay, and as for some few new elements I will tell you which were not there in the last class. Oh, sorry, in the last lesson. There like these elements were there but with a different name, so they can be with a different names, it doesn't matter, but like the concept is same. Okay, now elements, as you all know, I told you about the line, shape, form, space. Value is something that you don't know, right? Okay, which was not discussed in the last lesson, so we'll introduce value. Texture you already know, color you already know. Okay, so now we have to move here to the next. Now here I have lines. As you know, what is this? We already know it. It's a straight line and those things. More details are here. You can find these this like like PDF file in your Blackboard section. Okay. Now lines can be a geometrical lines. You can see here there are lines. Okay, or something that is creating a line, like these towers are creating a line. One is here, one is here, one is here, so they are all in line. There can be natural lines like on zebra or on snakes. Okay, there can be a landscape lines like lines dividing horizon and the land. Okay, or lines can be curved like these crops can be lines. Okay, so there are different form of line. It's just like you have to capture it. Okay, now shape and form I already told you about. It's like more of an organic shape. It's more like you have geometrical shape, organic shape. Geometrical shape are man-made shape like square, triangle, circle. Organic shapes are natural like leaves, humans, puddles. Okay, so same thing as in the last lesson we have been going through. Now let's see, we have geometrical shapes, like these are geometrical shapes, man-made, like pyramid, which is like a triangle. If we see from one angle, so it's like a triangle. Okay, but if we see in a 3D form, so they are so it's a pyramid. Okay, these are natural shapes, organic shapes, leaves, trees, mountains. Okay, fruits are organic shapes. These are organic shapes. This is geometrical shapes. This is organic shape. Okay, so basically you have shapes that you capture, and then when you capture it, you create with the rules of composition and apply principles on it, and you get one of the like you get really good image out of it. Okay, now space. What is a space? As I told you before, it's an empty area. Okay, there is positive space, which is the main subject of your picture. There is a negative space, which is something opposite of your main subject. Okay, you have three-dimensional, you have like or you have two-dimensional space. So space gives you 3D feeling because there is a depth. Okay, and different ways with the foreground and background. Okay, so if you see here, there is a space over here around the mountains, empty space. Okay, here there is a space. You have space around this. You have space in the ocean. Okay, you have space around the eye. So there are negative space, that here you have a negative space. Okay, here this is the positive space and this is the negative space. This is the positive space and this is the negative space which is around. Okay, value, which is something which was not in the previous lesson, is about the black, white and gray areas in our image. Okay, something which is dark, something which is light. This adds drama to our image, like very dramatic feeling. In old movies there were a lot of values, okay, because it was black and white. So this train you right to read colors as black and white. Okay. So value is most of the time black and white, because so that you can learn about the light. So here in value, the light plays the very important role. So you have to work a lot with the eyes, because there is no color, but what is there? Light. Okay. So you can see here, there is a value here. Just see, it's all about light. Dark value, light value. Okay. Dark value, contrasted, okay, and light value. So this is about the value. It's placed with the light, okay, and you see the colors in shades, black and white shades, okay. So it's just like in this way. This is all black and white, but the light is plays important role. So here you have to play with the light, okay. Interesting shades you have to follow. Texture you already know about. We have rough texture, smooth texture, bumpy, gooey, sharp, etc. So that you can, whatever you're seeing, you can feel those also. Okay, like you can feel the water here, softness of the rose, hardness or pain. You can feel when you see the thorns. Okay, like you can feel soft when you see like like a kitten with fur. So these kind of things here. Okay, color, as you know, artistic term is hue. Hue and color is the same, but when you're using artistic term, you say hue. Hue is also the name of a color. Okay, so we have when you take a photograph of a color, you make sure you focus on the color. So you can see reddish here, yellow color here. Okay, yellowish, golden tone, green, something like that. This is, I don't think here is a little good example. Maybe it's a good example of monochromatic color, but colorful example, these are good examples. So principles, as you know, are what? These are the rules that you apply on the elements to create a photograph or a design. But here we are learning photography. So basically, what are principles to create something uh, that you apply on the elements to create something strong or interesting? Okay. You have emphasis, you have balance, unity, contrast, movement, rhythm, pattern, repetition. Okay. Basically same thing but with different names. Okay, so pattern repetition is that to create something like in a pattern in this form. So it is repeating and it is in a pattern form. Okay, it's not a bad repetition. It is repeating in a pattern form, or it's a very nice like form. Emphasis is when you focus on something. Here our eyes goes on the kids because they are the unique ones and they are with a different color breaking everything. Here our eyes goes to this tree. Other trees are all dried up. Okay. Here our eyes goes to this flower. Other flowers are yellow. Only this is the one with the red color. Our eyes goes to this like you can say stage. Okay, because all we can see is the crowd, but here we can see the white stage. Here I can see like like this spiral of stars is moving me to this direction. So my focal area goes here. Everyone is the whole image is black and white. Only his tie is color. So my eyes goes directly here. So this is the focal point here. Balance, as I told you before, it's like left and right balance, like symmetrical or asymmetrical balance. Okay. For assignments, there are 6 photos. I will give you like after in when we will move to Blackboard, I will show it to you there. Okay, so you will understand more about it. There are 6 pictures for the assignments. I will show it to you. Examples also I will show it to you. Now here there is a asymmetrical balance because this side is different, but this side is different, but both are balancing. Here they both are different but they are balancing. Here I have a boat, but here because of this dark area, it is balancing with the boat. This is symmetrical, both sides are same. This is symmetrical. How you can see, you just have to put a straight line between or here. You can see left to right or top or bottom. Here we can see top and bottom. So the line is over here. This is same, this is same. Okay, here I can make a straight line. So I can see left and right. Here if I will make a straight line, so I will see here one bigger part, but here there are 2 smaller parts, but 2 small makes 1 big. So that's one rule. Okay. Now unity is what? When you put things together. Okay. When you make a unity out of things. So here basically you can see the unity of trees. Trees are joined together. You can see the unity of the circles, 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 a lot of circles joined together, pillars joined together, okay, clouds joined together. So when they are joined together. Contrast, when you see two things opposite, two opposite things, okay, like there is a black background, but in front of the black background you have a white foreground. So here you have a white background, then you have a black foreground. You have black and white here. Okay, you have white here, you have black here. You have white here, you have darker color here. You have white, but her hair is black. Okay, black background, but you can see yellowish or whitish. It doesn't have to be black and white. Okay, but black and white is a good example, but it can be colored also. So it depends. Movement, rhythm, when something like this is something new which was not in the last like lessons that we were going. Here we have movement. Movement is also one of the principles of design in photography. Okay, movement comes with the rhythm. Rhythm we had in the last one. Here we have rhythm, but it is with the movement. So here we have movement, movement of horse, you can see, movement of sports person, something that is moving but creating a rhythm as well. Okay, so elements and principle in photography composition, they work both together. Okay, and you can get the like something out of it. Now here I will now go on how to apply composition rules. Now we know actually that what is the composition rules and what are the principle of this design in photography, what are elements of design in photography. So these are the part of composition. Now let's see how we can apply these compositions. Okay, how to do actually. Now this presentation is by W.S. Stowe. Okay, so W.S. Stowe is a self-taught photographer, and he made this like a presentation, which is a really good presentation. He usually gives like like free tutorials, and his work is like really good as well. And he's doing a lot for the photography community. So we should thanks to him. He's doing a very good job. So he wrote a like a quote from Ansel Adams. So he says, when words become unclear, I shall focus with photographs. When images become inadequate, I shall be content and silence with silence. Okay. So he means that if you are searching for words, if you are looking for words, but you don't understand the words, so what you do, you try to look for the meaning of the words through the images. Okay, but if the images becomes inadequate, okay, means lack in quality, like there is a lack of quality. Okay, or lack of or something which makes your work attractive. If there is nothing such as that, uh, the person will stay or empty, blank. He will not understand some like what he's looking for. So that's why if we want a good photograph which is more reachable, understandable, we should work on composition so people can easily understand. Okay, so let's see composition rules. How do we take better photos? Technical skill is one of part of it, but before the technical skills, as you all know, we have already gone through in our last lessons, in our last lectures. Now we are moving to creative part. So, but before the technical skills, design comes first. Composition rules are created by our ancestors through years of study, and they are very easy to apply. So these rules are not recent. They were made years ago, okay, by Leonardo da Vinci, Raphael, Michelangelo, and these all famous artists. Okay. Now, first, you all know rule of thirds. How to apply rule of thirds? Rule of thirds can be applied in two ways. when you are taking photograph or when you have taken the photograph. So when you are taking photograph, you have to turn it on your like the grid on your camera, like this grid, you can turn it on your mobile phone or on your camera. When you turn it on, then you can easily take a photograph where you have to put your main subject on this two intersecting line or these two intersecting line or this line or this line or this line or this line. Okay, so just single these two lines or both of them together. Okay, so this can be here or this can be here or this can be here or this can be here, but mostly people prefer this part. Okay, because our uh, visual like is more attractive towards this side, which is the top uh, right side here. Okay, now golden spiral rule. Golden spiral rule, as I told you, this helps you to create a like a kind of a uh, like a guide to your eyes. It works best if you want to arrange items. Okay, when you are taking a photograph of things, there are a lot of things, a lot of products. For suppose you want to take a photograph for a food, for a restaurant, and you want to put your food items. This will be the best way to do it, because in golden rule of thirds, you have to put less amount. But when you're taking photograph of something like a restaurant, you need to put a lot of food items. Here, the golden spiral works. How it works? You create a spiral just like this. Okay, so you arrange the items across this. So it starts with less item and then it goes to the heavy item. So your heavy item should be here. So remember this spiral pattern. Okay, keep in mind. And they are divided into these boxes. These boxes make sizes. Okay, and these sizes are known as ratios. That's why this spiral creates ratios, which is known as golden ratio. Okay, so when you remember this golden spiral, so simply place your subjects along it. Okay, follow it. Okay, the heaviest goes here. This visual weight of subjects increases as it spiral inward. You start with less, you increase more items, more items, more items, more, and it goes to heavy items. Okay, just like that. This is golden spiral rule. This you apply when you have a lot of objects. This you apply when you have lesser objects. Okay. Now, rule of odds. It's very interesting. What you do, similar objects looks nicer in odd amounts. I don't fully agree with it, but it does sometimes work. What he says is that you can put similar items, but if you use odd items, it looks more interesting. Two green apples, but one red apple. So you have at least a contrast. You have at least a focal point there. Okay. The rule of odds creates focal points, contrast, these kind of things. Symmetry. Reflections and mirror images, humans just somehow like it. Things like which are same on both of the sides. They can be symmetric, they can be asymmetric. Okay, so here it is symmetric, but it can be asymmetric. If you divide in horizon, these two are same as these two. Okay, but you can also put one bigger here and two small here. Okay, that can be asymmetrical. Patterns, things that are same and creating same pattern. So when similar subjects come together in large numbers, they make a visual impact. So when you take something same, they becomes like a pattern. Suppose I like there is a wedding, or forget about the wedding. Maybe there is a graduation ceremony or convocation of the university. When all the students are graduating, you are in a big hall. A photographer goes on top and he tries to take your picture from top. Okay, all the graduate students are wearing the graduation cap. So when he takes the picture, you will look like a patron because you are wearing a graduation cap from all the top. Okay, so this is like a kind of a nice way of making a like a pattern. Okay, so this is how like patterns are being made. So few examples if I can give you over here is that same thing, convocation. Okay, if I go here, this is a convocation party going on over here. If you will see a picture of students wearing the cap, and when somebody is taking the picture, it looks like a what? It kind of look like it's a pattern. Okay, here wearing graduation gowns looks like pattern. Looks like pattern. Okay, so this is how patterns are being made. People flying their like let me go to somewhere else here. Making a pattern, they all are wearing graduation gowns. Okay, so that's how it usually works. Okay, so this is what pattern, how you take the picture of patterns. Now negative space. Negative space is the space where you is like first let's see what is positive. Positive space in photography is deemed as the space in the frame for useful object. This is the positive space here. Okay. Now negative space, we focus on the surrounding. This is the negative space. Okay. Your negative space should not be neglected, because if you will put something white, so it will not create an interest. Okay, so you have to also focus on negative space. It should be also interesting, so it can push your positive space. Okay, so we focus on surrounding and give viewers an alternative perspective. It gives you alternative perspective, which helps you to push the foreground images. Okay, framing. You try to take a picture with a natural frame, like this photographer, he took the picture while he was looking on the sky from the top. When he was looking, he was in like a atrium of a building, and when he was looking on the top, so it formed a frame. So it looks like it's a picture frame. It's a very interesting way of doing that. You can create a lot of natural like frames. Okay, when you're taking like photographs. Okay, so this is one of the examples, and other examples can be what? Here you can see that frames. This is creating a nice frame. Okay, what is this? This is basically a like a bush, a gate. Okay, in a park. Okay, gate made out of a bush. This is very good. A person taking a photograph. Okay, of an elephant, and there is another elephant over here which is making a frame. So these kind of frames here, you can see that's making a good frame. Okay, a good frame here. This tree is acting like a frame. So frame can be a natural object, and you have to think about what can be a frame of your image. Okay, so that's what a frame helps you to create. Now lead lines. What is lead lines? Lead lines is something guiding your eyes to a destination. Here, if you will see this like a dried river or a road here, so it's leading my eyes, it's guiding my eyes and taking me to the sun. So you use roads, rivers, whatever you can find as leading lines. Direct your viewer's attention to something interesting. Okay, so suppose if I want to take a picture of a person standing. Okay, so what I can do, maybe I can take a photograph of something on the ground that is leading to him, or I can place by myself some stones or something which is making a guideline which is going towards the uh, like the like that subject. Okay, so this is like one of the reasons you like take a photo you use leading lines in the photography, so you can guide the viewer's eyes to a destination. Okay, now suppose for example here, now this is a good leading lines guiding my eyes, okay, to here. Okay, here it tells you how the leading lines work. Okay, and where it's taking me, to here. Okay, to this part. A good leading line, mainly you will see these kind of leading lines here. Okay, so means the lines is taking you to some destination. This is a very good example because this here you have a golden ratio rule. It's a very old photographs, moving your eyes from here to this like bicycle rider. Okay, so everything is clear. Anyone who have questions so far? if what we can do now is that as we are done, so next class we will move to practical part. We will start with Adobe Lightroom Classic. Okay, so now all theoretical part is done. So let's we can end this lecture and we'll meet on the blackboard now to discuss more our items. So next class will be our mainly the practical part, and we will move from theory to practical, and the first application that the first software we will move to will be our uh, Adobe Lightroom. Okay, so guys, I like we can we will meet in the next class. So now let's move to the blackboard.